All right, estudiantes, today we are going to take some notes. We're still going to be talking about the subjunctive in this chapter, but we'll be using a couple more expressions than what we used last chapter. Last unit, we just focused on ojalá que with subjunctive, but there will be some new information for this unit. So number one, it says we use the subjunctive after certain impersonal expressions that express an opinion. So these impersonal expressions suggest that something should happen, but there's no guarantee that it actually will. So therefore, the subjunctive is required. So if we're unsure if something will happen, we might have an opinion. We think it might be good that it happens, or we're hoping it happens. We kind of talked about that last chapter. Then we will use the subjunctive. So for example, it says it's important that he goes. So we'd say es importante que él vaya. So notice how this could be my opinion. I think it's important that he goes somewhere, for example. Somebody else might think differently. I suggest that this should happen. We don't know if he actually will go somewhere. There's no guarantee that that will happen, but it's something that suggests it's an opinion. So therefore, we need to use the subjunctive. So how do we form the subjunctive of regular verbs? This is what we just talked about, all from 6.2. So this is all a review. Remember, we go to the yo form, drop the O, add the opposite ending. And with our AR verbs, we have a, ace, amos, ace, and N. ER and IR verbs, as, amos, ice, and on. All right, so we already know how to conjugate the subjunctive. That's something we're still going to keep practicing throughout this chapter. But now we're going to kind of match up the subjunctive with these expressions here. So these are the expressions that we just said that express an opinion or something that should happen, no guarantee. But when we see these 5 expressions here, automatically it has to be used with a subjunctive. So kind of think of it as a matching activity. You see this phrase, you have to use subjunctive. And these phrases are on your vocab list, so you can always refer to that. But let's just kind of write it out real quick. It's bad would be es malo. It's good, es bueno. It's important, es importante. It's necessary, es necesario. It's preferable, es preferible. And the word, so then when we have these expressions, then we have K, the word K goes before the subjunctive verb. So really, when we want to say it's bad that, we say es malo que. It's good that, es bueno que. And then you use your subjunctive right after it. It's important, es importante que. So on. So on your notes, it says, please see your 6.2 notes to review the irregular verbs and stem changing verbs. Save those notes, kind of group them together with the notes that we're taking today, and you can use that to help you as you form the subjunctive and refer back to it. So let's talk about our sentence structure. So our phrase expressing opinion, so that goes first. So for example, like es malo, es bueno, es importante, that goes first. Then our subject pronoun, and then the verb in the subjunctive, and then any of the rest of the sentence if we have anything else we're communicating. So for example, we see es malo que. It's bad that. So I do need que here. Los estudiantes no escuchan. It's bad that the students, they don't listen. Es bueno que. It's good that mi hermano viva en la comunidad. So it's good that my brother lives in the community. So I notice I have my phrase expressing opinion, and we have our subject pronoun and our verb in the subjunctive. So let's practice translating a couple of these sentences here. So it's important that she interviews the teacher. So I'm going to start with es importante que, my phrase, it's important that, es importante que ella entreviste a la maestra. So notice entrevistar is my verb, but I need to change it using the opposite ending. It needs to match ella. We have to use subjunctive. It's not good that they investigate. So we have no es bueno que ellos. Notice investigar, gar verbs. That's why I have that spelling change here. So same rules applying that we looked at with those types of verbs. It's good that you read the headline. Es bueno que tú leas el titular. Leer is my verb. Use that opposite ending. Es necesario que yo publique el. So it's necessary that I publish the advertisement. So publicar is our verb. Changes C, changes to QU. So notice my sentence structure, kind of like what we see in this example. You have your phrase expressing opinion, es importante que, no es bueno que, es bueno que. We have our subject pronoun. We have ella, ellos, tú, yo, and then your verb in the subjunctive. And then anything else, like here we see el anuncio, a la maestra, and so on.